Every culture is uniquely diverse with their own customs and traditions. That is why I felt the need to bring to your attention the Roma culture. This culture is normally judged by their past and many misconceptions. Roma is a more formal name for gypsies. No, not the gypsies that are palm readers, fortune tellers, and belly dancers, because those are old misconceptions and they are a very distinct culture with strong beliefs that keep them close in community. Through several books and articles of research, I've come across many facts about gypsies that may be unusual to our daily way of living. I will discuss the gypsy culture by their early history and where they originate from, how they have arranged marriages and are very young, their education, the jobs they work in, and why they are called travelers. An article from ScottishGypsies.com states, the first gypsies originated from northern India from whence they spread throughout the world. By 1000 AD, they spread all over the Middle East and North Africa and Europe. By the 16th century, they finally reached the Americas. From 1490 to late 1550s, Spain, France, and England discriminated their way of living by causing them to suffer from being expelled, imprisoned, kept as slaves, or even executed, until they finally gained freedom, but complaints led to official and legal prosecution by the local populace wherever they went. Author Paul wrote a book called Gypsies in the Holocaust. The statistics in it show that unfortunate prosecution in the 20th century killed 250,000 gypsies during the Holocaust. In most of the world, gypsies are still held in low esteem, yet they still are a strong culture because of their way of living that brings them together. Now that we know where the gypsies come from, let's talk about their marriage customs. According to Melanie McManus, From Everything You Need to Know About Gypsies, emphasizes how gypsy marriages are usually arranged by the parents. When the parents on the daughter's side and the parents on the son's side see fit for both of them to be together, they will arrange for their children to be married. Once the couple is married, the girl will typically move in with the family and partake the family business. Also, they normally do not move out until the couple has been married for at least 2 years and their first child has been born. Whether they have an arranged marriage or they can choose who to marry, they also get married at an extremely young age, most commonly between the ages of 15 and 19. If you haven't seen this TLC series, My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding or Gypsy Sisters, you may not know how extravagant the gypsy culture can be. The gypsy women believe that the more extravagant their wedding is, particularly their wedding dress, the more people think that their family has good fortune. Looking superior to other gypsies may seem materialistic, but that's the whole point, because having a bigger, better, more sparkly dress shows they are better in fortune and are the most beautiful women. Now that you know at what age they get married, school is also ended at a young age, therefore it is not taken as seriously. Kawant Bhopal, a professor from the University of Greenwich, wrote an article called Gypsy Travelers and Education, revealing how education is typically passed down from family, friends, and community because of their strict customs. According to Jake Bauer's article, Gypsies and Travelers, gypsies typically know up to elementary school level of reading and writing, because in their own families it's discriminated against to go past the 5th grade level. In some parts of Europe, the gypsies are discriminated against in school because of who they are and are bullied by both students and teachers. In today's era, some schools in Europe are more open to gypsies and encourage their parents to enroll their children, but parents believe that schools introduce children to drugs and dating. Another reason for not attending school is that they do not get along well with outsiders or commoners. Outsiders or commoners are people just like you and I. Therefore, their parents tend to homeschool their children. After school is completed, most teenage girls have to stay home anyways because they have to clean, cook, and take care of their siblings. And most boys tend to work from a very young age in the family business or have a job somewhere. What they learn education-wise is mostly from community and work ethics. The girls learn ethics about being a good wife, taking care of the household, and family. Related to men and women working, the jobs they do have evolved as society has advanced. According to an encyclopedia on gypsies, over the centuries, gypsy men tended to work at jobs they could perform individually, that needed little overhead, that attracted to people everywhere, that were negatively affected by frequent travel. Some of these jobs include metalworking, woodworking, carpentry, and horse trading. But because of society's advancements, they have shifted to now being car salesmen, construction workers, metalworkers, blacksmiths, tinsmiths, and woodworkers. Despite women having such a large role in the household, very few do work if men have trouble providing means to have a stable livelihood. Lastly, gypsies are also called travelers because most of them travel from town to town. Travelers are more commonly seen around Europe, and they tend to travel in caravan with other groups of gypsies. In Europe, there is a lot of discrimination against gypsies. For example, they are battled from settling in certain towns for their past reputations of being thieves, liars, and outspoken people. But for the gypsies who aren't travelers, they live in houses and are the fastest growing minority in Europe today. In conclusion, my purpose today was to inform you about the gypsy culture and to diminish the many misconceptions you may have or have not heard about Roma gypsies. Today, I have explained to you the gypsy culture by their early history and where they originate from, how they have arranged weddings and are very young, their education, the jobs they work in, and why they are called travelers. There are many gypsies in modern society, so when you meet a Roma gypsy or are in a conversation about them, think twice before stereotyping them, because ultimately, everybody is different no matter what culture they originate from.